Hello, hello, hello. I think we are live. I thought I'd just do a quick, very impromptu live on a Sunday. I'm about to go jump into my admin calls with my team. I'll explain what that is in a minute. And just got to give you a bit of an update on the sales progress. And I appreciate we've had a few calls in. So if anyone's joining, honestly, drop a question down below if you've got anything. I'll give an update on where we're at the moment. A couple of things. Tomorrow, I'm going to be going live. That's Monday. I'm going to be going live with Roma the Roma on his channel, talking about like traveling, entrepreneurialism, all those kind of things. Really excited about that. So do watch out for that. Obviously, that's going to be excited. Or should we say that's going to be good, should we say? I'm looking forward to it. And then in addition to that, what else is happening? Once again, I'm just going to start. So I think we're just going 2 seconds. Yeah, I think we're just live. So if you are here, do drop a comment down below. If you've got any questions at all, I can answer them as well. I'll give you a quick update. I do just notice, yeah, we're also live on the Instagram. So really happy with that. So a couple of things I'm going live with Roma the Roma next or tomorrow, and that's going to talk about traveling. He is a salsa dancing Amazon arbitrage seller. He started his journey selling in a car, and I've got an interview with him, and I will get that live. I also just want to talk about Q4, what's going on. I'll kind of share it here. I don't know if you can kind of see. I'll hide myself. 43,000. We're kind of about flatline. We are down on last year, but by the way, last year was really good. We did 300,000 in November, so we're kind of about level where we were last year. So I'm really happy with that, and I think that is quite useful. A couple of comments just come in. We've got GF. Hello from CA. I'm guessing California. Is that right? California. I'll get the lingo right, so I'll say this a bit late. I'm in Mexico City, so right now is what 10 to 6, so pretty good. And Thomas Statch, no clue. Facebook user. Hey, good to see you. Honestly, good to see you. Like, if you guys have got questions, drop them down below. But I'll give you an update. So we are just seeing it now, and I just shared my numbers, so I kind of shared them in the UK. The US I don't have because I don't have them on my phone. I don't get those numbers on my phone, and the reason is I don't have both accounts on the same phone because I try not to link them. Because if Amazon like suspends one account because the bots do it, it'll probably suspend the other one. So I try not to link them as much as possible. I use different computers as well to do the 2 different accounts. But we are down 16% year on year, but I think we're going to really improve upon that. We're seeing like sales numbers really picking up. November starting to pick up now, definitely versus, we're probably about 50% up on October for November. November's 50% up on October. And the sales are coming in with the staff. The deals are definitely there. We're seeing that last week we ended on sales of 52,000 in the UK, and I think it wasn't that much high. It was like 13,000 in the US. We were quite low. So, but only because we didn't have the money. That was a really big point. But if you guys are also listening, if you've got any questions, do let me know. This week, I think this week is going to be the first week that we really start to see Q4 sales pick up. Like, I generally believe Q4 sales this week are really, really going to pick up, and you're going to start seeing that. The only thing which I'll kind of say is in the UK, you will probably notice that, should we say what will happen in the UK is the fact that, give me 2 seconds, something's just gone on with my computer. In the UK, I think the cost of living crisis is going to have an impact upon the way people are buying. So US, I think, is definitely going to pick up. In the UK, I think it's going to be fine, but it will just take a little bit of time to pick up. And I think you're going to see those sales this week, so that will happen. But guys, if you've got questions, if anyone is down here, let me know. Obviously, I can do that. And obviously, if you're on the Instagram feed, let me know. But I thought I'd just drop in on the actual, should we say, on the Sunday, and see if there's any questions I can answer, what's going on. We've also had some really, really good feedback with the, should we say, with the, what do I call it? With the VA Academy 2.0, link up there. That's the offer right now is if you've got 3, if you hire a VA from us and you've got 3, should we say, any problems with your VA in the first 3 months, you can get unlimited replacements or your money back. That's a really good thing. Just gonna have a quick look through. Have we got any kind of comments coming through on the Instagram? So I see a couple of people joining in. So thank you so much. Asik FAQ Babe joining in. Comedy 3 and Etigo joined, I think it is. I'm not too hot on that. I'm not too sure. Guys, if you've got any questions I think I can answer, I just thought just to really drop in. I had a lot of people saying thank you so much for doing the lives during the week, and it's really nice to do it now. Also, as well, just kind of like share like what's happening. So if I kind of recap, number 1 is the fact that we're starting to see an increase in sales over the last, should we say, October, kind of middle of November. we're now about 50% up. Last week was 50% up on what we've seen over the past couple of weeks. UK and USA. Cosimina 3. Hi, Thomas. Hi, Cosimina. Say hi. I can't put your comment on the screen, but do, if you are here, do drop your comments down below. I'll just put it in here. Drop your questions down below. Where you're calling from, let me know. So that's fine. Someone, Comina3 just mentioned on Instagram, can you repeat the offer again, please? Yeah, so long story short, if you are interested in a sourcing VA, so Amazon Arbitrage sourcing VA, we have a great offer on right now with the VA Academy 2.0, fasttrackfba.com/VA. The link will just be down here. And the idea is that we find, hire, and train a virtual assistant for you. And if you are not happy with it, then you can get a replacement at any point within the first 3 months. And even if you're still not happy, you can get your money back. It's completely game changing. No one else has on anything like it. And the reason is we've done over 550 VAs, so we have a lot of, should we say, confidence in our ability to do it. And we have a great aftercare team. That's the important thing. Why? To get results. That's the most important thing. So Jerry Orton, 91, Prep e-commerce joined as well. Got a question just popped in. Hey Tom, I saw your post earlier about selling old stock. Just wondering what you class as 90 days old. Great question. So technically we class it as like 100 days old, but I think it's really easy to do it at 90 days. Like, what do I kind of mean? So simplistic way, Amazon Seller Central inventory, you can do in, I think it's like inventory planning. You can see Amazon shows you which stocks are over 90 day old. They've been in Amazon's warehouses for more than 90 days. It literally gives you a really nice breakdown, like what's the percentage amount. That's really important. And you can definitely see that. And I think for some of us, we have quite a few which are over, but not too bad. I'm on SDK right now. I can kind of have a quick look. Inventory, can I do it by age? I don't know which one I'm in. I think I'm in US. Aging. Yeah, so like in the US, to give you an idea, SDK is saying we have like, I don't know, 50 SKUs or 50 items, I think it is, which are over 90 days old. Absolutely fine. Like, we'll get them cleared down. But long story short is we also use a metric from, we use a metric which is going to be 100 days from buy. The reason is we just also track that number as well, and we encode the SKUs with the buy date. That kind of really helps out. And the idea is that you can really, should we say, track not just only how long it takes from Amazon to sell, but also if there's a problem from your supplier or your warehouse getting into Amazon. Why this time last year we got shafted like really badly, especially in the US, because the stock just sat in Amazon's warehouse. It was an absolute nightmare. So I think if any of you guys are looking at, should you say, tracking stock, definitely Amazon 90-day plus, really look at that. For me, I clear it down. It's called Amazon Fulfillment Center, not Amazon Storage Center, but I do believe, managing that old stock is really important. Cosimina3 mentioned, that's great. What was set up before the offer? Okay, so before Academy 2.0, we had like should we say, the reason why we did relaunch VA Academy 2.0, and just to give you an idea, with VA Academy 2.0, we've done over 550 VAs with version 1, which is kind of the same offer, but now we've improved upon it. So version 1 was find, hire, and train, and we'll support you for 12 weeks. But we didn't have the refund policy. We didn't have the replacement policy. So really, it's kind of like you were taking a bit of a gamble. You were like, I'm trusting in you guys to do a good job. And like the majority of the time, we really delivered. We did a really good job. Obviously, at the beginning, it was a bit more hit and miss. But toward the end, we're so much better. But the one thing which we heard from a lot of our customers, they were like, what happens if it goes wrong? We're like, the refund policy wasn't as good. The replacement policy wasn't as good. And we said, look, this is a real problem for our customers. We understand they've got an option now to come through Fast Track FBA, hire a VA. And if you, right now with version 2, or should we say with version 1, it was like, if you hired and there was a problem, you wouldn't always get your money back, or you'd have to pay a replacement fee or something. Or you could do it yourself, which was a really big risk because it was a lot of your time, and you could hire a bad VA. They could be working for someone else. And if it all went wrong, you lost everything. So what we thought about was, look, let's change the offer. And if we could give the very best offer we could, what would it be? We really thought the best offer would be like, if there's any problems, like generally any problems, we will refund you your money, no questions asked. And I thought that's a good offer. So long story short is we did that offer for, I'm just going to undo this. We did that offer. We thought we needed to change it, and to implement it, we've had to hire new staff, do more training, cost it up. And we said, look, this is where it is. So we've launched version 2, which is taking everything from version 1, making it so much better, and putting the guarantee behind it, hence version 2. And honestly, lots of people are taking advantage of it now, and it's really, really good. So if you're interested in a VA, getting 10 deals a day, you can certainly do that. fasttrackfba.com/VA. Sit down here. If you've got any problems in the first 3 months, get unlimited replacements or your money back. No questions asked. Really, really good. Hope that Casima 3, hope that makes sense. Lizzie Way 24 just joined in. Thank you so much. And someone mentioned, how do I send the goods directly to Amazon from online shops? Generally don't. Amazon won't accept it, but you do have to, we send it to a prep center. So Google Prep Center, we've done lots of videos on them. I hope that'll be helpful. But it's really prep centers that you're looking for. Send it from like Argos, Walmart over to a prep center, and then from a prep center on. Talking about UK, Mr. Sean Gilbert's come back and said the UK government could be increasing VAT, and we get to find out this week. You know what, Sean? I really believe they will. Like, there's a massive hole to plug in the UK economy, 60 billion or something, and they don't want to hit the triple lock. They don't want to hurt everyone. That's a massive tax that can easily generate a lot of money. Easily generate a lot of money from everyone, and really affects everyone across all levels. And really, it probably disproportionately affects people who are less well off than, should we say, higher off, because people who hire off have a lot more money and they don't need to worry, and like that, and their day-to-day spendings are a lot less, whereas people who are less well off, day-to-day spendings are a lot higher, bigger percentage of their overall net worth, and that will help that. So, but I think that will probably happen. Like, we'll see it'll go back up again. I think that'll have a real problem. So let's have a quick look through. So Sean, I really agree. I think also corp tax will be messed with. I think we'll just see everything go back, and it's going to be an absolute nightmare. Yeah, it's not going to be a good, pretty place. I think we just have to be quite careful with how we run our businesses in the UK for the moment. Amzone, I have seen some questions coming on Instagram. I will answer them in a second. Amzone, I'm a new seller not living in the US and currently using my local credit card to purchase stuff in the US. Is it possible for me to have a US credit card? I hope you can make a YouTube guide about it. Great question. I'm a UK national. I have a US credit card. Not the easiest thing to do. I did create a getting started in the USA as a foreign national or the non-resident. There's a course, fasttrackfba.com/courses, and I actually talk about how we do all that and what we do, and we'll improve upon it as well. So I would really recommend doing that. You can get them. I promise you, it's not easy. It's really not. And the reason why it's not easy is at a very fundamental level. In the US, you need a tax code, basically an SSN or an ITIN, to get credit. You need to show that number. And an ITIN is very easily identifiable from an SSN. And an ITIN is only given to people who do not live in the US. So basically, everyone discriminates against you. It's so common, and I don't think it will ever change. But you can get, there are ways you got to do it, but it's not easy. It's taking me a lot of time. I hope that makes sense. A couple of questions coming in on Instagram. Wealth in the making. Was watching the interviews you had with other sellers. You should continue doing them. Lots of value. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will really continue doing them. I do like doing them. I'd probably just say, if there's anyone you want me to interview, let me know down in the comments. Like, if there's anyone you'd love me to interview, UK, USA, I'd love to know. A couple of things. Number one, I like interviewing them. Number two, I love going to meet them. Hopefully you follow my travels or my things. I really love traveling. So, if there's anyone you want me to interview, do let me know in the comments down below, and obviously I'll let them know as well. So yeah, I really like doing interviews, and my God, I learned so much as well. I built so many cool relationships from interviewing people. What else we got? Cosima 3, sorry if I'm getting it right. It did, thank you, Tom. Are all your VAs from the Philippines? Yes, all my VAs from the Philippines, and we generally hire from the Philippines. I have nothing against any other country. The reason why I hire from the Philippines is for a couple of reasons. Number one, really good quality of English. I think communication is the biggest challenge in leadership and management, and if you can't speak English, it just causes another problem. So KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Being able to keep the same language is very simple. Number two is the fact that what else are we saying? They're just used to working online. It's quite a common thing, like outsourcing industries, BPO is very common in the Philippines. Number three, I like their work ethic. They're very yes sir, no sir. And I'm not saying that's a good or a bad thing. That's definitely what you want. No, but if you ask them to do something, they'll generally get on it. They're honest, trustworthy, and I really like that. Some other cultures, I won't name names, but unfortunately, I find them a bit different. They really want to try and work for multiple clients. They cause a lot of problems, or maybe they don't have cameras on. They don't feel that maybe they're working correctly. They're just not for me. I haven't had a good experience, and I think at the end of the day, I'm really about building great teams, and I really want that team to have an underlying culture. And if we've got 80 staff pretty much across all the Philippines, and after a while you get to a certain kind of critical mass whereby 5 or more, you might just keep hiring for the Philippines. It works. There's 100 million people there. There's always good talent, and obviously cost of living super cheap. We pay 500 US for a sourcing BA per month, or 400 pounds in the UK for a sourcing BA, and it's really good. And that's obviously the price you pay if you hire through the Fast Track FBA VA Academy 2.0. So I hope that makes sense. A couple of questions coming in on Facebook. Facebook user, hi Tom, I've seen on screen that your sales look nice. That's here, 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 here. Thank you very much. When you find deals, you focus on expensive products. They say when you find deals, you focus on an expensive product, say £20 and sell with 40. Interesting point. I'll give you a top tip. I think, don't quote me on it. I think my average sale price in the UK, which is that one, the 3 million down the bottom, that is average sale price is about 24, £26, I think. USA up here, that's about $70. Massive difference, massive difference. Long story short, if you want to grow your revenue quick, focus on higher product value items, easier done, generally less competition, but not always guaranteed. The other thing which I will say is it's up to you. You can make $1 million doing £10 $10 items, absolutely fine. But don't just say because you have to go higher value, you can or you can't. It doesn't matter. Like, long story short, if you're finding something which works and it's working, keep doing it. That's what we do. That's how we built these two businesses. You can see this one's a bit not as up. This one's got a lot more up. Why? Because it's only $1 million. That's 3 million. But just find what works and just keep doing it. We do higher value items here where it really works. So let's kind of go through. So I'm just going to kind of go through Uber. Are you seeing any difference in price tagging between both marketplaces? No, because it's all on the SKU level as opposed to the marketplace. I think the UK has a bigger. I think the UK has more competition. That's what I generally say. Oh, someone's banging in the background. I think the UK generally has more competition. So that's something that I think about. Like, I generally say we see a lower ROI in the UK. It's faster turn, but it doesn't really equate in ROI terms. So you could say pleasantly more price tanking, but I wouldn't necessarily say that. I hope that makes sense. Guys, if you're on Instagram, I will answer your questions. I'm just going to go through some other ones. YouTube. Is it Zakiya? I hope I'm saying that right. Sorry, please excuse me if I'm getting it wrong. I'm currently a new seller and I've been feeling very demotivated. Honestly, I don't know where to start. What would you recommend just getting started? Okay, first things first, if you're a new seller getting started, don't look at my graphs. Don't look at these and be like, I need to be that. You're not. This is 5 years of work. And by the way, this is 5 years of like 60, 70-hour weeks a lot of the times doing this. Yes, I can do it on 2 hours a week. But I think the idea is that this is where you might be in 5 years' time. Long story short, what do I recommend for new sellers? At a very fundamental level, what you need to be able to do is to find deals. This is the value that we bring within our business. And stop looking at everyone else. Stop looking at like everyone's like, my God, I'm not going to lie. Everyone posts so much like stuff on Instagram where it's like, this is my great deal. I'm like, cool, this is a great deal. But I promise you, this is like their highlight reel. My God, if you don't know you right now, social media is generally about a lot of highlight reel. This is my highlight reel. I really like this. This is like my achievements. I'm proud of this. I won't lie. It's taken a long time, a lot of hard work. But I started where you did. I was finding deals. My God, I started with wholesale and I wanted to quit. I really did. But long story short, what do I recommend for new sellers? Get out there, get like SaaS Seller Ramp. I really like that. Also have a look at Keeper. We definitely use Keeper a lot on like Amazon DS Quick View, and just start trying to find great deals. Like, and a real top tip I recommend you is find like another seller who you say has been selling for a while, see what they're doing. And people are going to slate me for this, but if you're not sure like what you're doing with like, is it a good deal, is it a bad deal? Just try and share some of those deals with a good seller before you buy them and get them to see what their thoughts are. They'll give you their like feedback before you've purchased them. Yeah, they might buy them, and I know it might be frustrating, but like, look, at the end of the day, if an experienced seller is telling you the deals you're finding are on fire, then fantastic. You know what you're doing. But if you think you found a great deal and an experienced seller is telling you no, they're really bad, then it means you don't know something. And it's really like having a mentor for free. So I'd really recommend go spend just like head down 8 hours a day for 1 whole week, find as many deals as you can, find a couple of people who you respect or maybe is giving some value in the community, and then just share like 5 or 6 deals that you found with them. Say, look, I found this deal. I think these are really good. I'd love to know your feedback. Would you buy this deal? And hopefully, like, if they buy it, fantastic. That's the cost of getting that mentor advice. But if not, you now know. And I think for you at a very fundamental level, what you're trying to do is you're trying to see, number one, can I find deals? And number two, can I find good deals? And can I learn what a good deal looks like? Once you've done that, just repeat that business process. That's it. Really, really simple. Absolutely repeat the process. Keep going. Business is inherently hard, and also appreciate the fact that because it's hard, other people give up. And because you're not going to give up, you are going to get the profit. That's so important. I can't stress that. And great question. Don't worry, everyone feels like this. My God, I think it was for the first 3 years of my Amazon business, I was still contemplating getting a job. And by the way, I was doing like 30,000. And I say that not because like I want people to give up, but I say it because like business is inherently risky. 95% of all businesses fail within 5 years. Like, and I was traveling the world. I was running a business doing over, probably nearly 500,000. And I still wanted to give up. Like, it's hard, but we've become tougher as part of it. So don't worry, it's absolutely fine. I really understand. I hope that makes sense. Zachariah, I think it is. Let me know down below. Fizzy Jizzy, I'm using Buybot Pro and I'm going by the estimated future 3-month sales. And the products are moving nothing according to that. Considering I hear the predictions of Buybot Pro are always accurate. Well, first things first, I'm going to just really tell you something that you really hate. Number one, predictions are accurate. That's like a contradiction in terms. Like predicting accurate. It's like going, I can predict you the lottery results. Like it's just not going to happen. So I think, look, number one, first things first, maybe like if you're not happy with Buybot Pro's thing, maybe find another tool. We like to use SAS. I'm not saying it's great, but also I'd really recommend learn to read keeper charts. Buybot Pro has keeper-like charts, and you can look at the sales rank and you'll be able to do what if you think their estimations are correct. Number two is the fact that while Buybot Pro or all these tools are estimating something, this is great, but don't necessarily agree that that is fact. Look at the real sales data and then start adjusting what Buybot Pro is saying accordingly. So if Buybot Pro is saying 100 sales a month and you're only seeing 25, then you might be like, look, I'm going to be a bit careful with that thing because like it's way off. And I'm not saying Buybot Pro is wrong or anything. Like I'm not dissing it at all. But I think for us is to say we need to accept that Buybot Pro and all these tools, they are, how would you say it? They are estimations. They are predictions, so they're not always accurate. And our job is to be able to read the different signals are showing, predictions, estimations, keeper charts, sales ranks, review count, for example. That we do there's lots of videos on my own YouTube channel about how to estimate sales. There's 3 ways. Do 3 ways how to estimate sales. So I'll show you how to do that. And that's going to really help you out. But like never, ever, ever, like even to this day, like now, I never ever look at one metric and go, yeah, that's what it says. Like you look at that and then I compare it versus a keeper chart and go, yeah, I think that's right. Or I'd go a bit careful on that, or the review count, I'd be a bit careful. Hope that makes sense. But at the end of the day, you've got to try and figure out this thing. Hope that makes sense. Fizzy Jizzy. I'm also using SAS and getting estimated 3-month feature and sales, but it's moving nothing according to that. Okay, cool. So you've literally just said Buybot Pro and SAS, like literally exactly the same thing. By the way, I never use 3 months. I'd use 1 month. Like advent calendars in December are going to be flying off the shelves. Advent calendars in January, February, probably not. 3 months is a dangerous game. Be careful. 1 month, do that. I'm just going to quickly jump over to Instagram. Who have we got over here? Someone in the UK. More demand in the US and less competitive, Cosima 3 said. Cosima 3 said, this live is brilliant. Thank you. How can I find out when you do these lives? I just happened to stumble across it. Glad I did. Just hit Instagram or like YouTube or Facebook and just be like notify when it comes on. I'm just going to like try and get in the habit of doing lives regularly to try and give my thoughts. So if you guys have got questions, I'm here to help you. I really, really am. What else have we got? Brilliant advice. You become tougher as you overcome hurdles. Agreed. I talk about like selling on Amazon, how hard it is. I think, one of the things you think about is like, I say it like, when you went through your first relationship, boyfriend or girlfriend, like, you broke up, you like the first time you fell in love, you cried your eyes out, didn't you? Like, maybe you didn't, maybe you're not that way, but like, the idea of it hurt, it really, really hurt. And then we got tougher, and actually we became a bit more selective about what we're doing, the partner we choose. Same thing in Amazon, like we buy a product, we think it's going to send us to the moon, and it doesn't, it fails miserably, and we cry, maybe we do or we don't. But the next thing is the fact that then we get a bit more selective about the next product we buy, and we probably don't put so much expectation on it. And when it does well, we're like, well, hey. And when it doesn't, we're like, eh. So yeah, it's just life. Don't worry about it. Don't get caught up. It's just business. It's not emotions. It's just business. So let's come through. Adam Dar, hi. Where can I purchase your course at Amazon USA? So getting started in the USA is the course. She said so. Literally everything that I did to incorporate my company in the USA as a remote national, not having to go to the US. Bank accounts, getting corporate entities, tax structures, all of that stuff, accountants, prep centers, etc., etc. So fasttrackfba.com website, go up to resources and then courses, and then under the courses you'll see getting started in USA. So I hope that makes sense. Let's jump through. Thank you so much, Ray. So cool. Honestly, glad. I think it's Zachariah. I hope I'm saying that right. I'm sorry, I'm really, really bad with names. I hope obviously that is helpful. So that's good. But yeah, thank you, Auntie. Thank you for joining, and thank you for asking the question. I appreciate it. Like, it could just be me sat here talking about myself. Ooh, that'd be awful. So let me just kind of go through. What are your thoughts on Shopify? I need to know what context. I don't mind Shopify. I think it's great. Would I do it personally right now? No. Like, you can see Amazon USA has gone to the moon. And I think we'll probably do the same again in Germany. That's what we're looking to do. I was watching, what's it called? I was listening to a podcast from Alex Hormozy, and he was saying that he was like walking past one of his neighbors, and the guy just sold his like rubbish company for like 15 million. And the guy said like, oh, I've just come out of my non-compete period. And Alex was like, hey, cool, what are you going to do? And the guy said, I'm going to go make another trash collection company or a rubbish collection company. And Alex was like, what the hell? You just got out of that. Why are you doing it again? He's like, because that's exactly what I know. I'm just going to keep doing what I know because that's what works. And at the end of the day, my business gives me money and that's what I want from it. So I do like Shopify. I think it's great. I think it's a great platform, but like, hopefully you can kind of see, like, I know what I'm doing here. And I'm just going to keep doing that. Like, I'm really going to keep doing that. It works. I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I'm just going to keep doing what I know. And Alex Hormozy said, like, it's a really interesting point. It's a really interesting point. And he talks about it as entrepreneurs. He talked about it in that video I watched. He said he knows guys who are doing like 10 million a year clean, and probably like 10 million a year in sales, in marketing, 3 million a year net profit clean, and they're looking to start a SaaS company. And he's like, you're being completely stupid. Like, you're really good at marketing. Stop trying to like go into another marketplace where everyone else has got loads of experience. So don't do that. So I think that's a really interesting point. And I think for you is, I don't mind Shopify. Like, even like people talk about eBay, Amazon to eBay, like selling it all through like Joey Lister. I just said like, no, I'm just going to keep doing what I do. I hope that makes sense. Just going to jump it over. Cosima 3, thank you for messing. Sorry, you missed my other question. If it's not too much to ask, can you run through the brief practicalities of seeking in the USA from someone in the UK? Yeah, so long story short, I will tell you this. I have a couple of friends who've done selling in the UK or selling in the USA from remotely abroad. And the couple of big problems is generally the US doesn't really like to acknowledge that outside of the US exists. No disrespect for outside the US, but what I'm particularly talking about is the retailers in the US. If you go to a lot of the retailing websites, they don't give you the ability to put the billing address in outside of the UK. Like, and generally, I think the same for in the UK. So if you're trying to use a UK-based credit card to buy something in the US, the UK-based credit card is registered in the UK, so you need to put a UK billing address in, but you can't do that. Now, if you try and change it, it gets flagged because the US are really strict on their flagging, and the net result is the orders get cancelled. So you have an insanely high order cancellation rate. We're talking 60, 70, maybe even 80%. Like, my friends are like, I just can't get any orders through. A good friend who does books, out of 13 of the biggest booksellers in the US, he could only buy from 5 of them. Kind of gives you an idea. Now, so and I think the real question comes is like, that's the biggest overhaul. Then the next one is about wholesale and if you're going to expand, and then the other one is about if you want to do cashback. So looking at all these kind of equations, and I'm always, if you've ever seen anything about me, I'm always long-term vision focused. I'm not like I want to make a quick buck now. I want to build a business that's going to run. I probably want to make it at least to 7 figures. We've done that, so you can see it here. And if I ask myself, if I'm going to do that, what do I want to do? I was like, well, I need to build a company. Like, I need to build an entity in the US. I can't just kind of keep half-assing it or doing little bits, getting lots of cancelled orders. That's not going to work. So long story short is we said we had to create a corporate entity in the US, and we did that. 15, 16 months ago. 14 months later, we did $1 million. So really, really happy with that. But I hope that makes sense. It's like trying to do it from the UK or things, the foreign national, is like really, really hard. Cancelled orders are a big problem. So we had created a corporate entity, and hence why we did the getting started selling on Amazon USA course. What we got here, Fizzy Jizzy. In that video, you predict product sales available, or is it on the way? Sorry, I missed the answer. Yeah, so Fast Track, for how to predict sales on Amazon. So Fast Track FBA YouTube channel. Just type in, I think it's like 3 ways to predict sales, or just type 3 sales and in the search, just my channel, and you'll find it. It's like I do lots of videos on how to calculate sales. That's it. Like, I think that really helps. So that's my kind of thing where I just kind of share like what's working and what's not. Let's kind of jump through. Will you have any Black Friday discounts for your courses, resources? No, we don't really do Black Friday discounts or anything like that. I appreciate that people want it, but I think for our time, like, your whole thing about spending money on stock, and that's what we do. Also, generally, and I'll say this now, I generally have quite a strong belief that we don't really discount our products, we don't really discount our services, and the fundamental reason is I want to give the best service I possibly can, and that costs money. And if anyone's ever dealt with my team, my services, is the fact that we have really good aftercare support. We have a lot of people in my company, 80 staff, and that costs a lot of money. And I'm more interested in making sure that those people who want to buy get a great service, rather than having to discount everything to try and get more customers in and overwhelming my team. And what we have found is every time we've given a discount, the people who take advantage of discounts are the ones who really try and, like, should we say, they take up a lot of our resources and time. Whereas people who know the value we bring, they'll just pay full price, and as a result, we can deliver great service. So fundamentally, I don't really give discounts, but I hope that makes sense. But it's not to say that I have anything against any other people who do discounts. It's just me, my personal thing. Let's kind of jump through. I appreciate I'm running a bit over. I do have an accounts meeting. I've got to meet my accounts team every Monday, every Sunday night. I do it. Do you think the recession in the UK will affect the UK Amazon FBA a lot? Should we worry? Yeah, definitely. Of course it will. My God, there's a £60 billion black hole in the UK economy right now, and the finances, and it's got to get fixed. And the net result is that if it doesn't, we've got big problems in the global, in the pound. That's going to crash, and that's going to cause massive problems in the in the pensions funds, because pensions represent trillions of pounds worth of money. So the government won't do that. And what does that do? People are going to get affected. And Mr. Sean Gilbert talked about earlier, VAT is probably going to go up, and VAT could go up. There's going to be definitely more taxes. There's definitely going to be pay cuts, or say pay freezes, or should you say lots of stuff like that. So it's going to have an effect. How big, I don't know. It'll be very interesting to watch. I really do think that'd be interesting. And also, if you look at people's behavior, like sometimes they do it, sometimes they cut back spending, sometimes they don't. We don't know. We'll see how it goes. We just got to wait and see. That's it. Let's go to the Brown. Hi, if you bought stock on Amazon, if you bought a stock and Amazon has suddenly appeared on the listing, what percentage of sales could you expect if they don't share the buy box? Worst case, or if they don't share the buy box, you're going to get zero, like literally zero. Like that's what I do. Long story short, when Amazon is sharing the buy box internally, my own internal measure is that I expect to get no more than 1/3 of the sales. Even if they're sharing it perfectly, I don't expect to get more than 1/3 of sales. 9 times out of 10, if I see Amazon on the listing and they're not sharing the buy box, I'm just out of there. I'm like, I don't care. I'll crush my price, compete with Amazon. I'm out. It's not worth my time. Move out, take the loss, move on. So yeah, I do just get out, like I really do. Like it's a pain, but you've got to do your keeper analysis. If you look at Fast Track FBA YouTube channel, I do 3 keeper videos: basic, intermediate, and advanced, or expert level. If you're like basic, advanced, expert, look at the advanced. I talk about how to compete versus Amazon, like what to look for and how to read that. That's so important. Cosima 3, thank you. It's all been really insightful. Selling on USA Amazon. These are Instagram, by the way. Would you consider private label brand selling? No, not really. To me, private label brand selling is the same as Shopify. It's a completely different skill set from what I already know. Again, just keep doing what you know. If it makes you money, just keep doing that. Find another marketplace. We've done 2 already. Why not do Germany? Easy peasy. Then do something like Saudi Arabia or something, or Mexico or Latin America. I don't know. You can just keep doing this model. And by the way, we're only doing like 5 million US across these. Call it like 3.5 and 1. That's call it 4 million, for example, because it's pounds and dollars. Like you could double that easily, like absolutely easily. I don't know why I want to go do a hassle on private label. Oh, no thanks. I get the point. So good question though. Anyone else having slow Q4? Let me know, guys. If you're having slow 4, let me know in the comments down below. Nomi wants to know. I think it's a really good question. Nomi, good. We're not. We're kind of picking up. UK, we've been statistically down massively, like for the last few months. Right now, we're only about 14% down, and I expect to be picking that back up next week. So watch this space. And this time last year, we did 300,000 in November. That's a good number. I'm happy with that. Jason, in your UK business, do you purchase from EU American-based companies, iHerb, Savannah, or just buy from UK suppliers? I'm UK veteran. How do you? Great question. Long story short is you don't claim that back from American. There is no VAT on American customers on products, so that doesn't matter. In EU, you need to do what's known as EC reverse charge. 9 times out of 10, they won't do it because they're not trading to business. They might do. But if you give them your VAT number, they should do what's known as zero rate the charge. You don't actually pay the VAT. You do what's known as EC reverse charge. But the other one is the if you are charged Italian VAT, technically you can claim it back, but my God, you'd never want to do it because the paperwork is horrendous. I've never known anyone to actually do it unless they're VAT registered in Italy. Like, there is a way to do it if you're not VAT registered in Italy, but you literally have to write letters and send documents to the Italian government, and you might get it in like 6 months' time. So long, it's just not worth it. So we have purchased them before. I don't know if we still do. My team are pretty good. You're looking for a GB bat number if you want to get that back. Cosima3, thanks for answering. Yet more than happy to on Instagram. Let's go through Facebook user. I want to start in the USA, but I'm worried about the overheads. 1K a month for accounting plus software costs. The business needs to make the 100 plus just break even. Start with 10K. This doesn't even. This is starting with 10K. This isn't easy to progress. Yeah, I really do understand your point. So long story short is you don't need to do the accounting from day one. So you can be a bit cheeky and start the accounting at month 6. So that's all of a sudden, let's call it 300 you're paying, not 1,300. So you can also start cash rolling it. And then the other one is the fact that I'd probably say you do see a higher ROI. So you're going to make more profits. It just takes a bit longer. So if you're looking like 30, 40% ROI on 10K, let's just call it that. It's going to be $4,000. And then if it takes 2 months to churn, that's $2,000 a month. Not ideal, but I hope you can understand that it does take, like this game that we play, arbitrage or trade, is about buying inventory, selling inventory. And whether even you do private label for like buying something for $10, selling it for $50 on Amazon. Like, there might be, all right, maybe buying something for $4 and selling it for $8 on Amazon or something. We're selling it for $15 on Amazon, like private label. Well, that takes 6 months to ship those products in. It takes time. So it just eats cash. It's a real cash incentive. So like, if you can get credit, for example, that's why people scale up quick. And I won't lie, we use a lot of credit in our business. Amazon just came back with a big loan, 380,000 in the UK. That's a big amount of cash, but it takes time. So I do get your point, but you can hack the kind of like accounting side, and that will kind of really support you a bit more. Cosima3, would you save this live? Yeah, we saved them on our Instagram. If you're watching on Instagram, we do save them on our Instagram channel. I need to get a better cover screen. I haven't done it yet. Zoe G, do you suggest registering a company? In both DE and UK, if you are located from Ireland, I was thinking merchant fulfill could be cheaper fees from Ireland, but I don't think going through the UK thing would allow this. I'm not hot on this. This is like an international trade thing. So I just want to give you my thoughts, but I'm not an international trade tax advisor or anything like that. Long story short, I would personally not do 2 companies. You're just creating more administration. Number 2 is you can do merchant fulfill to Ireland, but I think you're going to have a nightmare in regards to like shipping stuff. You might just want to buy from within the UK, use a prep center and ship it back to ship it into Amazon FBA in the UK. And if you're going to UK thing, Zoe G, if you've not started yet, and I'm not like, I don't know. It depends, like if you're like Northern Ireland, which is part of the UK, or Southern Ireland. I don't know. I would do a lot of investigation about starting in Germany. I really would. The UK is great. There's a lot more competition. Germany's a big market, and you've got the whole of the EFN, should we say, European fulfillment to open up. And if you just buy from within Germany and ship to a German prep center and do it that way, I think you could possibly do really well. I don't know the answer. I really don't. I would ask a lot of people a lot of questions, even pay for advice, because it's probably going to make a big thing. The UK, I possibly say, could be more competitive. I'm really interested in Germany, but right now I'm just not in I'm not in a operational position whereby we can take on Germany correctly. We're really trying to do Q4, but I think it'd be a good opportunity. I really do. I would really recommend speaking to a lot of people, getting a lot of advice. And I would speak to people with experience. Don't go speak to people who are like just giving you their advice because they've been selling. And like, you want people doing at least €30,000 a month. If they're not doing that, I'm not saying they shouldn't know it, but I think you probably want people who are doing bigger numbers, because you're really looking at the long-term vision. When you incorporate companies and do that, it's really about, okay, where am I going to be in 1 or 2 years' time? And people who are already there now, they're going to give you good advice looking back, not people on that journey. Hope that makes sense. And we're not saying that people doing less than 30,000 aren't doing well, not at all. Massive respect for them. But like, if you ask me how to run a 50 million a year company, I couldn't really. I could give you my thoughts. I don't think I'd know, but I'd probably say go speak to Amazon Lit, because those guys are actually doing it. They know the answers. And I would just be telling you that I'm guessing, which is the thing I think you need to know. Hope that makes sense. Ricardo Costa, hi Tom. I know you said you've been testing various profit trackers like Sellerboard, SDK. Do you know which of these are calculated that and fees? Do you know do you know if these calculate the VAT on fees, or would you have to expense this afterwards? They all calculate the VAT on fees. They all do it. Like they all calculate it correctly. It's just like it's a bit weird, but it's how they all calculate it. They calculate them all slightly differently, and it's just not the nicest thing in the world. As like how they deal with returns and etc. And there, like there's no perfect way, and it's up to you how you want to do it as well. But I think they're all generally good. Seller board, seller toolkit. We still use both of them actually. We have both the calculator. We sell a toolkit for our ST for our repricer as well. So like I'm not like saying one's or the other. It's up to you. I like SDK. I think it's really good, but I'm not saying it's the perfect solution. Like they kind of, we see higher numbers in SDK than we do in seller board. Why? Something to do with like how they handle returns. But I'm not 100% on it. My team are much better than I am. Hope that makes sense, Ricardo Costa. Hope it makes sense. But they definitely will calculate VAT on fees. Don't worry about that. Jetrox. I would like to know about the rumor that Amazon might remove the products with bundle and packs because it ruins the UPC. Possibly. I don't know. Possibly. Long story short, if you think about it from Amazon's perspective, what do they care about? They care about the customer first, very customer focused company. And then number two, they want to make sure they are a premier place to be. Now, if there is a situation within the marketplace whereby things or like UPCs or like bundles are incorrect versus what everyone else is saying outside of Amazon, then they're probably likely to remove it because it's incorrect information. And there's a lot of move now, like they're only going to allow you to use GTIN numbers, not GTIN, I forgot what they're called. There's a special place you can get, like for the European side, you can only really go one place now. So I think, look, you could be okay, you could not, we don't know. And I think until Amazon actually tells you what they're going to do, we're only guessing. But I think number two is prepare for the worst, hope for the best. So prepare the fact they could do it. And if they can, then it might be the case you want to try and think about, can I get another listing in now? Or can I maybe look at Jura and do a different way of selling my products? What can I do? That's going to be helpful. That'd be my advice. There is no answer. Like there really isn't. Until Amazon tells us what's going on, it's a rumor. I don't know much about Amazon's, like I'm not Amazon, unfortunately. And even if I was, I know some people pretty high up in Amazon, but like I'm not, like I don't know what they're doing, and nor have they told me or anyone else. Until they say, we won't know. So plan for the worst, hope for the best. Hope that makes sense. And sorry, Jetrox, I can't give you the exact answer. I know it's annoying. Ricardo Costa, I've asked for support. But still confused. Thanks in advance. Yeah, they all track VAT. Hope that makes sense. The Brown, thanks Tom, much appreciate. Cool, Naomi. How does selling on foreign marketplaces work? I assume you have to buy a prep center and staff to ship the items as you are not in the country yourself. Do you offer foreign VAs? So prep center. Long story short, we didn't buy a prep center. My God, no, we'll be there. I'm not that rich. But I do think, long story short, is like we hire a prep center. Should we say we use a prep center and they offer a service and we pay a fixed fee per unit. So we'll buy like 10 units of multivitamins from Walmart, ship them to a prep center. They'll charge $1 each plus sales tax. And then they'll inspect, ship, prep, and ship it off to Amazon in the US. I don't need to be there. I've never met them. I just had a phone call with them, maybe a Skype call, and that's it. But that's it. Really simple. Just all you got to do is get the Amazon selling account on the foreign marketplace and you'll be fine. Hence why we created the Fast Track FBA, resources, courses, getting started in USA, and how we did that as a foreign national. And that's my exact process I went through, and tax, corporation structure, everything for that £1 million a year business. Someone has written the biggest chat thing ever. I'm like up here. Hi guys. I'm like tiny. Let's kind of see this. I made almost 30K this year and I have 2 years experience. I was working on 3 split payments during OA order. However, this option is not more available enough. So I've lost my budget leverage. But my point is, if your academy is also for more advanced people, or does it contain some part elements which already know and how to solve issues like lost 3 payment splits. I'm not a UK resident, so I can't take credit card, but I feel lost sourcing as I saw 70% last 2 months on one shop. Wow. Okay, there's a lot in there, and I'm kind of up here. So I'm just going to kind of try and talk about it. What you're saying is, I won't talk about Seller Academy yet. I don't really know what you mean about 3 split payments. That really doesn't make sense to me. I'm really sorry. Like, I don't really understand what you mean by that. Like that bit really. So like, if you're not a UK resident, you can't take credit cards. Okay, fine. Try and create a company. If you've got a company, you can get business credit cards. That works. Business loans, that's fine. Also, as well, you say you feel lost in sourcing as source 70%. It sounds like in 2 months from one shop. My advice would be like source from another shop. Honestly, you've got to do it. You've got to diversify. My God, if that one shop says no, you're messed. Like we used to buy from, who are they called? I've forgotten their name. Shop Direct, I think it is. They just stopped us, and we were spending 12,000, 15,000 a week. They stopped us. Like they were like, nope, can't do it. Really, really annoying, really annoying. But we carried on growing somehow. But like you can do it. You can do it. In regards to Seller Academy, and if anyone wants to know, the Fast Track FBA Seller Academy is like my kind of like, it's my framework that built these 2 Amazon courses, these 2 Amazon businesses over here. Exactly every single step-by-step process, the mindset, the business mastery, the sourcing, the sourcing course. So we have like business mastery, which is my frameworks around those, how I build teams, how I work on 2 to 4 hours a week, the systems, the process we put into place, mindset, how we use other people's time, other people's money, other people's, should we say, resources to help us grow our businesses, and obviously do that in a very efficient way. And then in addition to that, that's kind of like very high level, like structure, framework, running operationally businesses and scaling them. And then in the Seller Academy, we underneath that we have the SOP courses, so the sourcing course, the admin course, the purchasing course, and sourcing goes through everything good sourcing. The admin goes through like finance, inventory management, budgets, cash flow, forecasting, like everything, P&Ls, all that stuff that I get once a month. And then finally the Amazon, and then the final one is the purchasing, which is about how to do purchasing, deal analysis, managing teams, all that, running the business, from a purchasing manager, not from me. I run it from a different perspective. And we put that all together, and then we also bundle that with 3 months worth of leads, the USS, and we have four, not one, not two, not three, but 4 weekly live support calls that you can jump in with my team and myself, sourcing, admin, purchasing, business mastery with myself. It's every single week in a private community. And in that we have so much content. And the one thing that will come back to Mr. Facebook user here is there is obviously, of course, like we've documented so much, there's going to be stuff that you already know, of course, like if I show you how to use Seller Ramp or like how to read a keeper chart, I'd hope that you'd know that. So yeah, there could be stuff but like I know 7-figure sellers, or we have 7-figure sellers within the Seller Academy already who joined part of Wave 1, and they've written public reviews saying like it's been really eye-opening. I've learned so much, and my business is now so much more efficient as a result of it. So you can see them on Google if you're interested, but it's really helped out. So that's Seller Academy, and you can see it on fasttrackfba.com, the website, if anyone's interested. But I think for you, the question comes is, I can't give an exact answer. I think if you're looking to take your business further, and again, let's be crystal clear, you're going to need cash. I can't say like you've got to be able to think about like finding ways to get cash. I can probably help you with that, but I can't definitely say I can definitely do it. I hope that makes sense. I don't want to lie to you. I don't want to say, yeah, we can definitely do it. No, like this business eats cash. That's the point about it. No, I do need to finish up soon. Like I've been on nearly for an hour. Oh my God, my girlfriend's gonna be like, Tom, I'd like to spend some time with you. She's like, okay. She's looking at me right now. So I need to kind of go on. Tom Z, hi Tom. Any advice on cash flow? I'm struggling to know how much I need to spend on my credit cards paying back time. Yeah, Fast Track FBA YouTube channel. Just type in cash flow. We've got like 3 videos or 2 videos. Each video goes to the same sheet. It costs £30, $30. Buy that sheet. Trust me, buy it. It's the exact sheet I use in my own business. It tells me this answer. Literally every single week, we go into Amazon Seller Central, we disperse the money. And I'm about to do this in about 25 minutes with my team. I literally go into Amazon Seller Central, I disperse the money. I then go into all my bank accounts, I take screenshots. So I take a snapshot of how much money I've got. I go into my credit cards, take snapshots. I put them all in, I don't, my team do it, but they put them all into this sheet, the exact sheet I'm telling you to get. Fast Track FBA YouTube channel, type in cash flow, there'll be a download, get that, it costs £30. Buy it. Trust me, buy it. It's so amazingly simple. It's part of my £1 million journey. We still use it to this day. It's how I manage my cash flow. We put it all in there. We work out what our expenses are for the week, what our expenses are for next week. We know how much money is coming in next week because we always get half the disbursement now. And then basically you just change one number, and you keep changing that number, and you make it as big as you can without the other numbers going red. And then once you get to that number as high as you can without it going red, it will tell you that's how much you can spend this week without, we're still being able to pay your bills next week. And it will even allow you to put like a buffer in. So if you're like, oh, it sounds a bit close, you can increase the buffer and kind of give yourself some more cash flow. So something really, really important. I really recommend that Fast Track FBA YouTube channel, cash flow. There is a download. you can get it. Trust me, it costs £30. It's the best £30 you would ever spend. Trust me. So many people use it. It's one of our best paid for downloads you can get. And it's part of my £1 million journey. And it really changed the game. By the way, let's be crystal clear. If you spend the money well, you make more profit. If you don't spend the money well, you're not making as much profit as you could. So that's one thing we identified that you have to really do. And how many credit card providers offer more than 50 days to pay back in full? I don't know. I really don't know. We don't do that. Like, we churn the money so quickly. We're not really looking to hold the money. Like, I get your point. My personal thing would be to have business credit cards, reward cards, business bank accounts, and then if you're going to get like this, they're generally personal. What I do, my advice is get the personal credit card, set up a Stripe account on your business, and then you create an invoice from your business to yourself called director's loan of the money, and you literally pay the money from the credit card, the full amount, into the company as a director's loan. And the credit card will have like a 12-month interest-free period. And all you're going to do is just transfer that money from the credit card into the business, and now it's just available cash. You cycle around your business using that cash flow sheet. I hope that makes sense. That's the way I do it, and that's what I just say to everyone else. Like, again, I'm not I'm not an accountant. It's not financial advice. That's where I do it. It makes it very clean, and you can use personal credit cards with long period of time to loan the business money. Do it again, not a tax professional, but that's how we do it. I don't do that anymore because I have enough business credit. So in regards to a business loan, where's the best place to access? Do you go to government website or separate source? Look at your business bank account. That's a good one. Amazon are the most amazing ones. Generally, they happen after about a year's time. Number 2 is Amazon business loans. They're the main one. Credit cards are the real ones. I won't lie. Credit cards are the main thing. Why? We're churning money, and credit cards can hold the balance on it for a short period of time. Like a couple of, really, I'm kind of like using tomorrow's balance to pay off yesterday's purchases. That's the kind of analogy. So it's not like I'm buying something with a credit card and I'm waiting for that to sell before I can pay the credit card balance. I'm just churning all the money around quicker and quicker and quicker. Hope that makes sense. But yeah, like business, you can just Google business loans, but generally we don't use them so much. There are financing options in Amazon. I should probably do some interviews around it, actually. I think that'd be a really good point. So yeah, I might make a note of that. Do some interviews around financing. Let's do that. Let's kind of jump through. Adam, didn't realize the late night show. Yeah, sorry, I just jumped on for 15 minutes. I thought I'd just kind of give you an update, and everyone's asking me questions. I'm really, really happy to. So Adam, thank you so much. Kusimina3 on Instagram. Hi Thomas, last question. Sorry, what are your thoughts on Helium 10? Great bit of software. Don't use it. I have no need to. Really good for private label, as far as I'm aware. Never used it. I can't really comment. Really good for private label, but I don't do private label. I do arbitrage, and like things like SaaS Keeper are what we're after. So that's what we do. If that makes sense. Let's go make this the final question for the day, because I do need to finish. I've got some work to get done. Do you use a completely different IP address computer when accessing different marketplace seller centrals? Yes. Yeah, I literally use completely different computers and accessing it. Look, I want to be crystal clear, and I've done a video about this. I have 4 Amazon selling accounts, of which 2 of them actually sell. I do use different computers, different IP addresses when accessing them, but I do want to be very, very crystal clear. I've signed up to both of the Amazon selling accounts using exactly the same passport. So if Amazon wanted to shut me down because I was doing something bad, then 100% they could, because there is a link between my passports. But the one reason why I do different computers, different IP addresses, is for the simple fact that if one account gets suspected for something which obviously it didn't do, then the algorithm might trigger it on the other account, and as a result, it might get shut down as well. For obviously, I have 2 accounts down, so I just want to make sure there's kind of like a hard firewall, an air gap between them, and the net result is that they probably didn't get shut down. Has it worked? I don't know. I haven't been shut down yet, so I can't tell you. But I'm just, hoping for the worst, planning for the best. Hope that makes sense. I will answer your question, my last one. Sorry, I didn't fully get about transferring from my personal credit card to a company account and get 12 months free interest on my personal account. By the way, Keeper sourcing videos, I've made loads. Just type in Keeper into my channel. I've got a whole playlist on Keeper. You can watch that. I think you'll like that. But last question for the day. Look, generally business credit cards, most of the time, don't have like a 12-month free period. Personal credit cards do. Now, what you can do is you can get a business bank account or a business. You can create a Stripe. So Stripe is a payment provider. They can take credit card payments. So you can create a Stripe payment provider, for your business. It costs nothing. They just take a percentage fee, like 3%, should we say. Not great, but this is a fee you're going to have to case. And then what I'd recommend doing, and what we've done, should we say, maybe not recommend because I'm not an accountant, not professional advice, but what we've done, what we did is when you have these credit cards, personal, and you want to transfer money to your business account, what you do is you basically create an invoice on your accounting software for yourself, call it a director's loan, call it whatever the balance of the credit card is. They say, for example, it's £5,000 interest free. So I'm going to do a £5,000 director's loan, invoice from my business to me. And then I'm going to give myself that loan, and I'm going to click the pay now link, and I'm going to use my personal credit card to pay the loan off, which is 5,000. And then the money from the payment of the credit card is going to come out of the credit card, go through Stripe into my business bank account, minus about 3%. And now I've just loaned money personally to the business through that way of using a credit card, and the business has got interest free for a year. Hope that kind of makes sense. It's not perfect. There's still minimum payments you've got to make. You can put that into your cash flow planner, but it does give you cash for about 12 months for interest free, which you load into the business, and you don't have to use the personal credit card for lots of individual transactions to buy stock. Hope that makes sense. Ladies and gentlemen, I do need to finish. It is getting late. I do have actually a team that need my time, but it's been a real pleasure. I just want to say a really big thank you to everyone who's joining. If you're interested in Fast Track FBA VA Academy 2.0, find, hire, and train a VA to support, and we support you for 12 weeks. If you are not happy, you will get unlimited replacements for those 12 weeks, 3 months. Or if you're still not even happy, you can get a full, no questions asked, refund. Like, it's a no-brainer. And if you are thinking about scaling your business, I did it here twice. I could not have done that without my team. This is my SOPs, this is my teams, this is exactly how we do it there. So hope you like that as well. If anyone's interested in these lives, want to see them, they've got on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Instagram, they kind of have a little weird kind of circle. You'll see it. It's just like the logo. I need to get it changed, but they are saved. You can watch them back. So I just want to say a big thank you. If you've liked this, please give me a thumbs up. Please, someone, if you're watching this, love heart, thumbs up. Do it right now. Save me, make me a really happy man. I would love that as well. That'll help the algorithm. But stay safe, people. I will be live again tomorrow, I think about 9 a.m. UK time. And what time is that? And it's about Central time. It will generally be about 9 a.m. Central time. And then 9 a.m. I've got to do a quick math. 9 a.m. Mexico City, which I am in the UK. About 3 p.m. London time. So I think everyone can kind of do the calculations there. I'll see you same time tomorrow. Everyone stay great, and check out the VA Academy 2.0. Have a great weekend. Night, guys. Bye-bye.